Hello, this is Ms. Zin. These are your notes for adding mixed numbers. And if you learned this a little bit on Friday, that's okay. Today we're going to talk about more of the regrouping part. So what you need to do is copy the notes down as I go along onto your own notes. And then at the very bottom, there's two problems I want you to try. And then check with the teacher before you glue. So let's start. In the first blank, it says change the mixed numbers into improper fractions and solve. And this is the first of two methods that you could add mixed numbers. Okay, so it says change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. And then we have 2 3/4 plus 5 1/3. So to change them into improper fractions, you take 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 3, so 11/4. And then 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 1, so 16/3. And then you can use the butterfly method. So if you multiply 4 times 3, you get 12. Oh, that's a lot bigger than I wanted it to be. And then go diagonal. So 11 times 3 is 33. And then 16 times 4 is 64, I believe. Yeah, 64. So the only downfall of using the first method is that your numbers are a lot bigger. So now you have 33 plus 64, which equals 97 over 12. And then I asked you change that back into a mixed number. So if you were to set up a division problem, 12 can go into 97 8 times. And then if you remember, 12 times 8 is actually 96, which means there's a remainder of 1 and your denominator stays 12. So that's how you solve it using the improper fraction method, which isn't the one I prefer. The method I prefer is the one that's on the bottom here, and it's you add the fractions, and then separately you'll add the mixed numbers. Okay, so in this example, 7 3/5 plus 5 1/5, you literally just pull out the two fractions and add them. So 3/5 plus 1/5 equals 4/5, and then the last part is adding your whole numbers. So you have 7 plus 5, which is like kindergarten math, and then your final answer is 12, because that was your two whole numbers, and 4/5. So that's my favorite method. It goes a little bit faster. And then right here, 6 2/4 plus 7 1/10. Again, just pull out the fractions. So since 2/4 and 1/10 don't have the same denominator, you need to use the butterfly method. So 4 times 10 is 40, and then 10 times 2, you get 20, and then 4 times 1 is 4. So 20 plus 4 gives you 24, and then if you add your whole numbers, which is the 6 and the 7, you get 13 and 24/40. The 24/40 can be reduced. Let's see. 8 goes into both of those. So if you divide 24 and 40 by 8, you would have 13 and 3/5. I'm going to put that down here. So here's my final answers for the first two, and then I'm going to have to erase that to slide down. So make sure you have everything copied down. You might need to pause the video. All right, so this example, 5 2/3 plus 2 2/3. When they have the same denominator, you don't need to do the butterfly method or the least common denominator. You just add the numerators. So here you get 4/3. And the problem, this is the problem you'll sometimes run into whenever you use this method. You can't have an improper fraction in your final answer. So all you need to do is change it back into a mixed number. 3 goes into 4 one whole time. There's a remainder of 1, and your denominator stays the same. But we still need to add the whole numbers. So 5 plus 2 gets you to 7. So now you have 7 plus 1 1/3 from right here, which gives you a final answer of just 8 1/3. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just remember that you cannot have a improper fraction in your answer. If you would have had 7 4/3, that wouldn't have been correct. You had to change the 4/3 back into a mixed number before you add them together. So here, 2 2/5 plus 3 7/10. Go ahead and add 2/5 plus 7/10. Okay, I tried to make this look as neat as possible, but it's really hard to write with my mouse pad. So 2/5 plus 7/10, you should have butterflied and ended up with 55 over 50, which, like I said on the previous example over here, you can't have an improper fraction in your mixed number. So 50 can go into 55 one full time, and then type. There would be 5 left over, so that's your remainder, and then it's over 50. And that can actually be simplified. The 550 is good. It could be simplified to, oh my goodness, hang on. It could be simplified to 1, and then if you divide both those numbers by 5, you'll get 1/10. So then your last part is to add the whole numbers. So 2 plus 3, that's easy, 5. So now you have 5 plus the 1 and 1/10, which gives you 6 and 1/10. All right, so there's your final work. 5 plus 1 and 1/10 is 6 and 1/10. Now what I want you to do is to try the 2 on the bottom. One of them involves regrouping, like we did on the 2 bottom examples, where you have to change the improper fraction to a mixed number. And the other one just involves like we did on the top, just adding the fraction, adding the whole number, and combining them. So once you get done, have the teacher check it before you glue it, and then you should be good to go.